Okay, hello everyone. Again, welcome to LinkedIn Profile and Network. Today's class will be hosted by me. I am Stephanie with the Plano Public Library. And I am joined by my coworker Jamika, who will be keeping an eye on the chat. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat or the QA, whichever you'd prefer. And Jamika will try to answer, or she'll pass it along to me. Some of the questions might be answered throughout the presentation. I'm going to try to do this in an hour, so try to hold if you can, but yes, please try to drop them in the chat if needed. So quick, just a couple of ground rules that we've set up for today's program. You will be muted during this class, and we have your video blocked. You will only see the instructor's screen. At the top of your screen, you can find an exit full screen option if you need to get to other things on your computer, like if you need to log on to LinkedIn. Like I said before, you're welcome to ask questions or request that the instructor repeat information at any time during today's program. You should see an icon at the bottom of your screen that says chat. Click on that to open the chat window. Chat is set to be seen by library staff only. Please note that any appropriate comment will cause your immediate removal from the class. For all questions, we may answer you directly. Hold the questions until a break or the end of class, or ask the question at the time if it is pressing. A recording of today's class will be available in a few days. So if you would like to watch today's class and practice with the recording later, that is an option. We do post a lot of our virtual programs on our Plano Public Library YouTube page. And I believe we have a series on LinkedIn. Um, like I said, if you'd like to follow along with your own LinkedIn account, you may, but please keep in mind that it will be difficult for us to give one-on-one assistance or troubleshoot, especially because I can't see your screen, but we will try to take it slow in case you are practicing along with us. So good afternoon. Like I said, my name is Stephanie. As we get started today, I need to remind you that I am simply a library services representative and not a business expert. So the information I'm sharing with you today is designed to be more of an overview, and I will help you connect with additional resources that may be helpful in your job search later on. And then my coworker Jamika dropped a handout in the chat as well, if you guys needed some more visuals. Okay, real quick, we do have some more upcoming LinkedIn classes. Like I said, it's a series, the LinkedIn for Career Success series. So today's class will focus on profiling and network, learning the basics like creating your profile and adding and people creating those networks. October 15th will be more in depth on the resume builder aspect of LinkedIn. October 29th, just on the job searching feature. November 12th will focus on content creation. And December 3rd will be on LinkedIn Learning, which has a lot of video series. And you can earn certificates on there too if you wanted to download those and add them to your LinkedIn profile on all sorts of things like Microsoft Basics, Excel, even soft skills like communication, presentation skills, stuff like that. Yes, so please join us for all of these if you're able to. These are all on a Tuesday at 3, I believe. And it is in our Engage brochure online and in our virtual calendar. Okay, so first things first, our class objectives. We're going to get to know the basic features of LinkedIn, learn how to set up your profile, explore how to navigate on LinkedIn, and discuss how to connect with other users. So we can start with the basic question, what is LinkedIn? It's a professional social networking site that is used to stay in touch with your colleagues and professional acquaintances. Most people use LinkedIn to stay in touch, to expand their professional network, and to explore new career opportunities. With your profile, you can expand your professional reach and build your brand through thoughtful content creation. LinkedIn is an option for exploring new or existing career opportunities. Keep in mind, LinkedIn does not cover all types of careers. Generally, you'll find that most users have some sort of professional degree or certification, and many of the positions posted will be salaried. So you won't find many jobs related to food service or construction or temp work, for example, but exceptions do exist, so you never know. LinkedIn is also a site for you to host your online resume or portfolio. You can include the details of your work history, link to projects and work samples, and even feature content on your profile. It's also a site for sharing business or professional information. You can share unique services that you offer or create a page for your company. So lots of possibilities with it. We're going to try to keep it simple today, though, and focus on just personal page, right? So let me go ahead and I'll do a demonstration, and we're going to be using uh, kind of a funny account, which I'll show you here in a second. Okay, so I just went to LinkedIn.com, right? And this is the page to create your own account or to sign in. So if you already have an account, just do join now. You can continue with Google. If you have a Google account, you can sign in with your email, and you will have to agree to the user agreement, privacy policy, and cookie policy, right? So I'm going to sign in with the account. It saved my login information. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it for Milo Welsh Corgi. Okay, so this is our practice account. So it is a dummy account. So it's Mr. Milo Welsh Corgi is indeed a corgi. So when you first log in, you're automatically directed to your homepage and activity feed. You also have my messaging um, section popped up automatically. I can minimize that if I really want to. And then this one lets me know that I have a new message that I can check out. So this gives me a pop-up. If I'm looking for a job right now, I can just close out of that and then it'll bring up these options to post. But you see, it looks kind of a lot like if you guys use Facebook, right, or other social media sites, it's a very similar layout to that. Let's start with the top over here. So right here under search next to the LinkedIn icon, you can search for all sorts of stuff. You can search for people you may know, like coworkers. You can even search for jobs or specific posts. Then we have our home button, which is this whole page is our home, right? If there's a red dot, like if you go to another section and there's a red dot near the roof, that means that there are some new posts that you can check out, some new content since your last visit. Then there's the My Network button, where you can search for new connections or manage the ones that you already have. There's the Jobs button, where you can search for jobs, view applications, and manage alerts. Like I said, this won't be covered as much in today's program, but we will have a whole class dedicated to just jobs. Messaging button, this, oh, I don't know why it's glitchy, but yeah, it'll show me just incoming, like sometimes it'll be sponsored messages or someone might have been interested in my account. Maybe like a recruiter might have sent me a message, for example. Let me go back to the home screen. Notifications, I have 25 notifications where you can view recent updates and information. And then the profile button is the one with your picture, and then it'll say me. That'll link directly to your profile, your settings, and your privacy information. So most of your homepage is the newsfeed. This is where you can share articles, information, and updates with your professional network. Just remember that LinkedIn is a professional site. It looks a lot like other social media sites, but it is tailored specifically for uh, it's professional site. So you might want to post things like new skills, jobs, professional development opportunities. You can highlight a project that you've been a part of. And then other LinkedIn users can respond to, comment on, and share the post that you create. In your news feed, you'll also see content from other users in your network, and you can comment, respond, and share those to your own network. So you might see like sometimes they are LinkedIn or business ads, I will say. But you'll see like coworkers, maybe they started a new job and they're sharing that, or maybe there's a job opening at their establishment, at their organization that they're sharing with you guys. Sometimes there will be posts about job fairs, um, if somebody earned a new certificate, for example. So those are the kinds of posts you'll see on here. Okay, so here are a few things to keep in mind as you interact with content. Share content that you find interesting and that aligns with your personal brand, goals, and ideals. This is another way you're building your brand on LinkedIn. Look for opportunities to add value for other LinkedIn users. What can you share that will have value to your colleagues? Be aware what you're sharing with comments. This is a great way to establish your point of view and have thoughtful conversations with other LinkedIn users, which can help raise your online presence. However, be mindful that it's content you want associated with your professional brand. So, in addition to sharing content from other users, you can also create and post your own content. So, we scroll back to the top of our feed right here. You can do right here, this text box, start a post, try writing with AI. You can click in there and just say, you know, I just received a new degree in MS Word, right? Or what have you. You can also here add media, which will let you add a video or picture, or you can upload it from your computer. Share that you're hiring, celebrate an occasion, and there's a lot of options here. Create a poll, add document, find an expert. And then this is a kind of a quick link to uploading media here. You can also give advice and write articles. The articles will give you access to more formatting tools. I'm not going to go into so much detail on that part just because of time constraints. But yeah, so as you think about content that you might want to share, think about what is most engaging to your network. Are there particular subjects where you see a lot of interest? Would you like to expand on your comments in a longer way? Again, this is an opportunity to build your personal brand and also showcase your communication skills. Be mindful of how you respond to any comments you receive as well. So let's explore a little bit more here. So on the left-hand side, you'll see a quick link to your profile. I can either click on my picture or on my name, and it'll take me to my profile page. But you can also see, and then it'll try to uh, encourage you to get their paid subscription service. This will tell you the number of connections. I just have one for my little dummy account, but you can grow your network and add more saved items, groups, events. So let's go ahead and look at my profile. Okay, since we do have limited time, we'll just cover some of the main sections. For a more in-depth instruction, you can always check out one of the tutorials available through LinkedIn Learning or set up a Book a Librarian appointment for one-on-one personalized assistance. And I'll definitely show you guys how to get to the Book a Librarian site on our Plano Public Library website. So again, think of your profile as your online resume. This is what people see when they interact with you. The more information you include, the easier you are to find. As you build your profile, think about your goals. This will help you decide what to do. So let's start at the very top. Here, you have an option to include a profile picture and a cover photo. So if you click on the pencil icon here, this is, let's say my Milo Welsh Corgi is a consultant, former owner of Milo's Peach Farm, sustainable farming and peach expert, certified Corgi entrepreneur and mentor. So my cover photo has to do with my work, right? I know a lot of librarian coworkers, for example, their cover photo will be library book stacks, maybe an event that they've done, stuff like that. You want to make sure your profile picture is a picture of yourself. Uh, myself right now is a dog, but you don't want to include a picture of your pet or anything like that. You want to make sure it's a professional photo of yourself, preferably a recent one. Make sure that the face is like 60% or more of the picture. You want to stand out. our filter sometimes, like hashtag open to work here because Milo is currently looking for a job. And let's see. So this is where you can choose some basic information about your profile, including how your name displays right here, your headline. Mine's kind of long. It might be overwhelming. It's up to you. It depends on what job you're searching for. You can make it less overwhelming, add less stuff. Um, so many people might use their current job title as their headline, but like I said, you can customize it as your personal brand. One good tip, I think, is to look at people who are in the same field that you are, maybe coworkers or what have you, and see what their headlines are. See if you can take ideas maybe for organizations that you want to work for, see what people that work for them have as their description. You may have noticed a few additional tools near the top of your profile that give you insights about how others are interacting with your profile and content. Your analytics, let me scroll to it down here on your profile page, right? So scroll down. Analytics. This is I think it used to be called dashboard. This is private. When someone goes to your page, they can't see all this. This is just for you to gauge how your professional account is doing. So it shows you things like your profile views, post views, search appearances, right? So it just gives you an idea of how frequently people are interacting with your profile. And then you can look at show all analytics, your search appearances, all that. All right. Then your resources, this is also private to you. There are, or these are additional tools that can help you manage your profile. They include things like managing your content creation, managing your network, adding demographic information, and reviewing your activity. We won't cover this in too many details, but I can show you, let's see, what are the four options? So my network, right? So people that I've connected, either I've sent them a connect request or they've sent me a request and one of us accepted. Your personal demographic information, edit demographics. All right, so ethnicity, if you wanted to add that, um, and there's a lot of options on here, a ton, and it's probably overwhelming. Um, But this is however you want to brand yourself. Add whatever you think would be most helpful for whatever job it is that you're trying to score, right? Okay, what should I maybe about? I would say about is definitely a core thing that you should add. It's a brief summary of who you are and what you do. So this is similar to an objective statement on a resume. As you draft this section, think about ways to bring your skills to life. How does the work you do make a difference? What makes you stand out at your job? This summary is the cornerstone of the personal brand that you'll flesh out with the rest of your profile. Make sure to use keywords that highlight your skills and experience, but avoid buzzwords that are overdone. You can also have a featured section. So this is where you can highlight particular content that you want others to see. So they'll go to your page and it'll be the first thing they see. So these can be posts, articles, links, or even media files. To do that, you can go back to the top. There's this handy button here, the add profile section, and it's going to pop up all of these menus and there's just drop downs. So your core, right? You definitely want to start with the basics, fill out the sections that will help you be discovered by recruiters and people you may know. So like I said, you definitely want to have um, a description for yourself, and you definitely want to have an about, I would say. And then here on add profile section, a core, right? Your education and all of that. So this is the add featured that I was talking about, right? If you wanted to, if you wrote an article for a magazine or something, right? Photos of an event you did, this would be a good place to drop them. This activity section back on the profile, it shows you posts that you've created. I haven't posted anything here, but if I had, it would show it right here. Stuff from the past 90 days. So, and then you can show all activity if you wanted to look at older activity. Okay, LinkedIn determines the order that some information appears on your profile. There are three categories of information, which I already kind of started talking about before. So your core profile information includes your education, work experience, and skills, things you should definitely add. Your recommended, and let me scroll back up there. Here we are, core. Your recommended profile information includes your featured content, licenses and certifications, projects, courses, and recommendations. Great stuff to have on your account. And then there's additional profile. You can click here. So that's like volunteer experience, publications, patents, honors, awards, test scores, languages, right? There's so much that you can add to let people know what skills you have. We can look at some of these in more details. Let me see. Let's do. Well, let's start with our experience because we're gonna want to set it up like our virtual resume, right? So your experience, it is like a resume, so all your current and past jobs, and LinkedIn automatically organizes it with your most recent position showing first. So see how this is listed as starting in January 2024 to present, right? So this is going to be at the top. Each entry can include your job title. So here I'm a consultant, the type of employment, self-employed, the company, the location, and a description of the work that you did. This is very short, but you could list it like you would a resume again, just a quick bullet list, I would say, describing what your job responsibilities were. Um, and then you can add new work here, add position, and you'll say whatever your title was. The example here is retail sales manager, employment type, company name, location, and then here's where you would write the description. And you would hit save. If you wanted to edit any of these, you would just hit the pencil icon for any of the ones that you've already added. Here are some things to keep in mind as you add your experience. If applicable, LinkedIn automatically adds the logos for your organizations. If you don't see a logo displayed, make sure that you are using the professional name of your organization as it appears on LinkedIn. So some of my coworkers that are librarians here and they work for Plano Public Library, right? So they'll say librarian at Plano Public Library, and it'll have the Plano City logo, for example. Or maybe you work for a university as a professor, it'll have like the university logo here, for example. It just helps make your online resume look more official. So unlike a paper resume, you don't have to worry about what experience to include because you aren't tailoring this resume to a specific job. Um, but since you are actively looking for a job, you want to make sure your information is current. Just like a paper resume, it will help to have entries that include specific measurable information, right? So using action words and keywords will help your profile stand out. So if you job searched before and look at job descriptions, that's what we like to say, and see what the job description for the specific type of job you want, how are they describing it? What qualifications are they looking for? Do you have any of those qualifications, any of that experience? You can go ahead and uh, add that. I think we might have a question. Okay, if you have a question, go ahead and drop it in the chat, and then we can see if Jamaica might be able to answer it. And then I'll keep going for now. As a suggestion for each entry, you might try writing a short 2 to 3 sentence summary of the job and then including 3 to 5 key achievements or accomplishments from the position. And then if you guys saw when you could do the plus section, the little plus icon here, you can add a career break if for whatever reason there's a gap in your resume. Uh, because maybe you were doing whatever. Maybe you were traveling or volunteering or you were a stay-at-home parent or whatever. You can maybe be able to tailor that, right, into some form of experience. So it does have that option to add a career break. Um, Education gets further down here. Very important, right? Because this will show up on your, let me scroll to the top. Here. I went to Pembroke University, right? So it'll be one of the first things that people see when they visit your account. So your education, this is where you list any degrees you may have or be working on. You can put these entries in any order, but only one can be featured in your intro. Each entry can include the school, degree, field of study, dates of study, activities and societies, and a description. Like your work experience, you can also link or upload media. You can also add any licenses or certifications right here uh, that you may have. Like I said, maybe you went back to school and got a master's certification or a management certification, or maybe you completed a whole course on LinkedIn that's on Adobe, an Adobe product of some sort, right? So you'd be able to add it here. Down here, skills. LinkedIn allows you to list up to 50 skills or specialties on your profile. These can be a combination of soft skills like communication or technical skills like proficiency in Microsoft Word. This is one way to show an employer what you're knowledgeable about. So let's click on the icon, the plus, and see it'll give you suggestions already based on your profile right here. But you can also just type it in. And then you can always delete them, reorder them. The endorsements, this is if you want to be able to have other people who may have worked with you in the past, for example, maybe they want to endorse that specific skill. So you want to make sure that this is turned on if that's something that you're interested in. Say, I want to be endorsed. You can toggle it on and off. I'll have that on. And so you can include me in endorsement suggestions to my connections. So definitely try to make as many connections as you can. Again, this is a professional social media site, basically. So please, like, try to connect with people, right? So I'm just making sure there's nothing else. Okay, honors and awards. So I was Fetch's 10 under 10 class of 2023 winner issued by Fetch magazine. And then you have your interests for companies that you follow. So Milo's into U.S. Department of Agriculture. Um, Maybe I'm a librarian and I'm interested in the American Library Association, so I can follow their page. And so then when I go to my homepage, oh, you see that circle? I have new posts since I last visited. Um, then I'll see it, right, if I follow them, then I will see posts from them on my home screen. Okay, so the additional content sections let you include things like publications, honors, and awards, projects and organizations that you have been or are currently part of. You can expand each section. Oh, let me just show you. If you go to your, where is this? Go to the top, this add profile section, right? And then where is it? Additional. Um, Here it is. Add publications, honors and awards, organizations you've been a part of. Um, if you have a membership with them, like maybe, what's an example? Like uh, again, the American Library Association, maybe you're a member with that, right? Or whatever professional organization that you follow. What else is on here? So this is where you'll see your other languages. This is your public profile and URL. So you see I'm on my profile page. And then here at the end, it says Mila Welsh Corgi. So my name. That looks pretty good. I'd say that's pretty memorable, right? Because it's just my full name with little dashes in between. But when you first make a LinkedIn account, it may give you a random, like, you know how it makes up those random usernames that'll be like uh Harry Smith 076, just a string of numbers. That's what it usually looks like when you first make your public profile, your LinkedIn profile. It'll be just not very aesthetically pleasing, but you can always edit that if you hit the pencil icon. Oh, here it is. You click on the pencil and then it underlines it. So maybe and keep in mind sometimes it's like usernames, right? Where your name may be more common and it's already been claimed. So maybe if you have a middle name, you can add it on there. Try different separators, maybe. Um, if you have a PhD, even you could put PhD on there. You can put MS, Master of whatever you have a master's in. Um, maybe a job title, like if you're, librarian so and so. Just try different things. Make sure it's professional. Make sure it tells whoever's visiting or seeing that URL, so that they get a good idea of uh, who you are, right, as a professional. Um, and just make sure it's an available URL. Okay. So once you've created a profile on LinkedIn, the next step is building a network of professional connections. So if you go to My Network, this is where you can see and manage your network. So let's look at some of these features. So it already, if you had pending invitations, you would see them here and you can connect, right? I don't have any right now. Um, I have one. It'll tell you, so it'll suggest people based on things like if they have a similar role to you. So these are all people that maybe they work at the city of Plano, right? Or sorry, that they work as what is Milo again? Consultant. So these might be like other consultants, right? Um, People who subscribe to newsletters that are in a similar career field as you. It'll suggest them. People that you maybe went to the same college as, it might suggest them. Stuff like that. LinkedIn will find ways that you're even tangentially connected to someone and they'll recommend them to you. So you can look at your connections. Again, I only have one, unfortunately, but you can sort by recently added, I think is the default, but you can also do by first name or by last name. And if you have a whole long list, you can just search by their name, if you're trying to find someone specific, or you can search with filters. All right, first, second, third. I'll go into more detail about that here in a second on what this is, these connections. Also location, current company. There's a lot of filters. Again, LinkedIn can kind of be overwhelming with all the options they give you, but really that just gives you more power to personalize your account. Okay, so hmm, maybe we should look for someone. So you can just search here in the regular search bar. Like I said before, this is a very handy search bar. Um, you could just, who should I search for? Mika on here. No. Let's look for here we are. Someone else who also works at the city of Plano, right? So then I could follow her. I could message. I think, can I message her? Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you can only message people that you are already connected to. You'd have to pay for premium or whatever they call it. Or do a free trial to do certain things on here, but you can still do a lot. And then if you wanted to connect, what is this more? Connect. I think it's a good idea to personalize it. It does give you that option. So you can do add a note, right? Because maybe it's someone that maybe it's not a coworker that you see every day. Maybe it's someone you met at a job fair or some other event, right? And you had a quick chat and they might not remember you right away, right? So you can be like, hey, this is so and so. We did this, we talked about this, and they know me from whatever. Would you like to connect? Right. So you can always personalize the invitation depending on how far removed the person is or their position or stuff like that. Definitely include a greeting. For those who are less connected to you, may have to visit their profile first, sorry. Here, let me talk about the connections. So see here, it tells me that Jessica is second. Let me go back to my network and I'll show you the one connection I already have. So she's first, first degree connection because I'm already connected to her, right? I'm not connected to Jessica, but she's probably connected to someone that I'm connected to. So she's connected to Emily. So she's my second degree connection. Some sort of shared relationship. And then the third degree connection is people that you don't really have an existing overlap with. Okay, maybe we'll talk about messaging. So I don't really have the best examples here, but the messaging itself, the messaging option is quite simple. It'll be down here too. It looks a lot like, if you guys use Facebook Messenger, it looks a lot like that. So you'll see, and then I can minimize it here. You'll see a little preview of whatever the message is, right? And the text of the message that you selected. When you open individual messages, you can see more details about when they were sent. So today, 12:59 p.m., and then you can view the complete message. You can also add a standard reply. Sorry, let me move my screen. So you can learn more and send me more info. And then you can also organize these messages, delete the conversation, hide or report it. Um, So as you network, you may receive messages from people you don't know. Maybe they have the subscription service, or you may choose to reach out to someone you're not well acquainted with. Messaging lets you share more information and form a personal connection. And then you can also, I think if you just click here, this little pencil icon, um, let me see if I can send to my connection, right? I would just look for her. And here's a reminder to keep conversations respectful. Close out of that. It auto-populated a message, but you could type whatever it is. You can include a media of some sort, like an image. You can attach a file. Um, and then there's also more casual options like GIFs and emojis. Let's do, even though we're going to have a full class on jobs, let's go ahead and see what that looks like. If you save jobs, it'll be here on your my jobs little bookmark icon, right? So you can search for a job by title, skill, or company, and you can also limit it to location, so city, state, or zip code. So let's say I'm looking for a um, librarian position. So I just type that in and hit enter. And you can also set alert if you toggle that on. So now my alert is on, but I'm gonna go ahead and toggle it off. And it's telling me for the United States, I guess it automatically assumes to search within the US. And then I have a whole 745 results, which is pretty overwhelming, right? Um, but you can, again, limit it by location. And here's some more filters. There's a ton. If you're, wanting a certain salary, a certain experience level, let's look at all the filters. Specific companies even, right? And then it'll tell you like when it was posted 3 months ago, how many applicants it has, um, salary range. It's a hybrid, full-time associate. It'll tell you what skills, more information about the job, important responsibilities. And then here is where you would go to save it, right? So when you go back to that bookmark I was showing you before, that's where you would see jobs that you have saved that you're interested in. And then here's some more options. And then, yeah, usually they'll have something like benefits and salary. But maybe I want to stick near Plano. And that cut it down a lot. That cut it down to 10 results, right? But even then, it's still like Mesquite, Salina. So not a whole lot of options, but I'd say like I mentioned before, following companies that interest you would be a good way. That way when you're on your home um your feed, right? Because sometimes there are job postings posted. I saw one today for a librarian at a different uh a whole different system. So follow more and you'll be able to see some more job leads. Okay. And then these are just all the notifications. I think there has to be a way to here manage your notifications because sometimes it is junk, right? Um, I mean, it depends on how much information you want to be fed, right? So here's just telling me you have appeared in 2 searches this week. It'll even suggest stuff. Um, LinkedIn News is probably like an automatic thing that it subscribes you to. People you may know, stuff you may be interested in. But if this is kind of overwhelming, you can always manage your notifications. So you can do view settings. And then like here, maybe you don't want to allow job search notifications, so you can turn that off. Or maybe there's specific ways you want to be alerted, right? Maybe you just want an email and you don't want your phone vibrating with a push notification, so you can turn that off. There's also just your account settings, so you can change your password and uh two-factor type stuff. Yeah, two-step verification. Okay, I just want to make sure there's nothing I'm missing on these basics. And then we have a little bit of time. So maybe, did you ever see that question? No. Okay. We still have a little bit of time, so please feel free to drop that question if you remember what it is. Um, Otherwise, I think that's about it. Let me show you guys some more resources that we have available though. Okay, where is it? So you go to the Plano Public Library website. So it's just plano.gov/library. will take you here. Under library with research and learn, there's a business resources and mentoring network tab, but here, let me go ahead to just do research and learn because I can show you more there. So it has these tabs. There's one for business and then there's a separate one for career. And then this will show you all the databases, which also has it uh, broken down by topic. So academics, and these are links that you can actually click. So let's go to business. I do want to highlight. Oh, it's not under business, it's under career. Sorry. Here, sorry. LinkedIn Learning, Learning Express Library is very helpful if you're trying to find like practice tests for all sorts of things, civil service, firefighter, emergency medical services, your GED, all sorts of stuff. Let's go ahead and click on that one. I think I don't think you'll have to make an account. You can sign in and register. Um, you'll just have to create an account. Yeah. But it is free. So you'll just go through the link, I would say. If you're trying to reach anything, including LinkedIn Learning, which is a really popular uh, site, make sure you access it through our Plano Library website, um, through this specific link. But see, so this is Learning Express as Career Center Plus, where you can learn more about a career. And this is where I was saying you can prepare for specific exams, cosmetology exams, right? Keyboarding, typing. There's genuinely so many resources here, even computer skills. And then, oh, yes. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Says, can you show again how to follow a company?
Okay, yes. So, you can just, oh my gosh, what's a company? Apple. You can just search for them and then you do follow and you can view their page. Yeah. Was there another question?
Says, if you save the job post, does that job site get some notifications with info on you saving the job?
No, I don't believe so because they just have so many people who save the posts. I think the only way they'll know is if you apply for the job, which there are usually direct links for. So here we go. I just again search for librarian and then I'm just going to click on a random one. Um, oh, I don't want to do it, but yeah, that's how you would apply. I think that's the only way they would know. Was that it for that? Okay, sorry. Okay, the last thing. Oh my gosh, where'd it go? What was I? Oh, yes, LinkedIn Learning. I just really love LinkedIn Learning. So you would need to just do get started, and then it'll ask you to sign in with your library card and your PIN. Oh, let me see if I can sign in with mine. Just so I can show you guys some oh, okay. So this is mine. This is my account, but you can these are ones I have in process. And then these are just examples of some of the things we have. Become a teacher, social success at work, like I said, some soft skills. And then there might be more specific, like maybe I want to do like Adobe. They'll have a whole course and it'll tell you how long it's going to be. This one's 6 hours and 38 minutes, and it'll tell you if it's beginner, intermediate, harder, when it was last updated. And then, like I said, some of these, you get a certificate at the end, um, that you can download and then add it to uh, your profile or what have you. Okay, so unless we have any more questions, no? Okay, all right. So thank you, everyone. So this will conclude today's class on LinkedIn profiles and networking. Again, those are all our resources. Uh, Remember that you will receive a link for the recording from today's class in a few days, so you can rewatch it. I think there's another one of this class on our YouTube page as well, and like I said, more LinkedIn learning classes. So, or LinkedIn classes, sorry. Um, yeah, and you can watch that at your own time. Please take a moment to complete our program survey. It'll help us make these types of programs better, learn to improve. You should get that pop up when you exit today's program. We really very much value your feedback. And thanks again for joining us today.